Welcome back, everyone, to the delayed weekly review of ReZero. So, before I get into the episode review, let me ask you guys a question. Who here hates cliffhangers? You can comment down below your answer, but personally, I doubly hate them. I even hate myself. Okay, let me just get into that a little bit. With series like these, where there's a lot of suspense, a lot of death, a lot of mystery, you sort of have to expect that they'd put in cliffhangers. I totally forgot. Or I blocked it. I was hoping it wasn't going to be the case. I fucking hate myself for that. I hate myself that I'm an anime only. I want to read the light novels. They're getting released in like July and everything, so thank God this is a 25 episode anime, but I haven't even read the manga. I'm an anime only, and I'm watching this week after week. I'm not letting it build up, and plus I'm reviewing it. Just fuck that cliffhanger. That legitimately pissed me off. Cliffhangers in general piss me off because if you're so into a series, if you honest to God love a series, and your enjoyment, your excitement, and you're just so enveloped in the world and all that, just like when you're reading books and you kind of go into a world of your own, that's how I was with this episode. And that fucking cliffhanger at the end. I hate myself for getting too into it. I can't help my love for ReZero. I honestly love this series a shit ton. It's easily in my top 10, if not top 10, 25. And depending on the ending, it could easily get higher in that list. White Fox. Why? Whatever the fuck the author's name is. Why? I need to go look up his name, but why the cliffhangers? I'm willing to bet that Subaru does not return by death and everything. Maybe Rem manages to haul him back to the mansion and he gets healed in time by Betty and all them, but no. When the ending song started playing, I raged the fuck out. I want more. I hate times when you're so into an episode, a 25-minute episode feels like 5 minutes. Why do 25 episodes why do they have to be so short? Can't we make like 50-minute episodes? Please, ReZero. Be gentle with Subaru. Be gentle with my emotions. Be gentle with the feels. I bet it's just best to talk about it from the very beginning. Okay, so Subaru goes to town. He establishes it and everything that he was going to town with Rem and Ram. And no, not the sexual way. He goes to the village. And he makes sure to have everyone touch him in different places. He was doing radio calisthenics and everything, and all of them touch him everywhere else. And he even gets bit by the dog. Now, I had been saying the dog was probably the suspect and everything, because we've always seen the dog bite him or make physical contact with him every time he's returned and gone to the village. We haven't really seen anyone else except the kids, but the kids were highly unlikely. Although kids can be fucked up sometimes, and maybe one was not a kid, but it's confirmed this episode that it is the dog. The dog is a shaman that cursed Subaru. So after getting touched and bitten and everything, he heads back to the mansion. Betty confirms he has a curse, he gets the curse dispelled and everything, and he figures out it was the dog. So he rushes out, and he's in complete anger. He rushes out, and after a brief exchange of conversation with Rem and Ram, Rem accompanies him to the village and everything, just so they can protect, they don't want the dog or anyone else showing up at the mansion. So they go there, and we find out all the children are missing. All of them. We also find out the village is surrounded by a barrier, because the forest is home to Beast, which are creatures created by the jealous witch, Satella, that have some form of intelligence and the ability to create or use magic. And on the topic of magic, Subaru's magic is debuffs, and every time he returns by death and learns more, he could get really skilled with that. And on the topic of further magic, they're kind of connected. There's blessings. I didn't talk about this back in episode 2, so I regret it, but Elsa, I think it was episode 2 or 1, Elsa commented that Felt has the blessing of the wind or something, that the world loves her. So what are these blessings? Because Amelia gave Subaru a blessing of the spirits. Does that mean they're protected by that certain element, or they're gaining special talent or skill or strength in that element? Do they get protected, so to say? So I'm really curious on that regard. And on the topic of Felt and Reinhard, when are they going to make an appearance again? Because Felt, when Reinhardt had grabbed her hand, I'm assuming, as they said, the insignia was a touchstone, so maybe Felt herself is a candidate for the royal selection, and she's possibly being groomed at the Estrella household where Reinhardt's family is. So, I'm really curious about a lot of those regards. But back to the main episode. So, they find out all the children are missing, and they go into the forest. The barrier has been broken that allowed the puppy with the bald head to come in. And we find most of the children, except one of them. All of them have been bitten, and they're all weak, so Rem is casting heal and hauling them back to the village, while Subaru goes to find the last one. And this kind of proves that the Mabis have a level of intelligence and everything, because they lay out a trap for Subaru. They leave the kid out in the open, she's still alive, and they wait for him to approach him. So it's a classic kind of predator versus prey trap, and Subaru actually kills one of them. He wraps his arm in his jacket and everything, and when it bites on, he literally slams it over on through in this, like, it's a log with a branch and everything, and it pierces through it. So, props to Subaru. He has real fucking courage. Not only does he still have the courage to continue and try and save people after dying so many times, and all that resolve, he wants to save these children. We find out before he goes into the forest with Rem, because Rem kind of wanted just to ignore them. These kids matter to him. He knows their faces, their names, and what they want to do in the future. They matter to him, and when he makes a promise, because he wanted to do radio calisthenics, he promised that he would do that. He makes sure to keep his promise, and he makes sure others keep their promise. So he has the real meaning of courage, because he risks life and limb for everyone around him, for those that matter around him. He wants to make this place his home, the mansion and everything. He wants to make people trust him. He wants to make sure everyone stays alive. And he even makes a promise with Rem, saying, I know I smell like the jealous witch, and I know there's probably questions you want to ask, but I have questions I want to ask. So once everything is said and done, let's sit down and have a long talk. Let's talk until our voices are hoarse. And he makes a pinky promise with Rem, and he goes, I want to gain your trust. I fucking love the main character. I fucking love him. Moment of silence for Subaru. One courageous fuck. He's risking so many times life and limb. He even saves Rem at the end. So these Mabis and everything, those design, I'm assuming there's probably more than one type of Mabis, not just the dog kind and everything. These are like full-on, if I had to put it in comparison, you know, the hyena type Pokemon and everything? It's kind of like that, the Houndoom or something like that, with spikes on its back and spike on its nose and red eyes, which it's a very creepy thing. And it's just chasing them down. It's a huge horde of them, and that puppy with the bald head is still using magic. So Rem meets up with Subaru again, and they're fleeing. They have to make it back through the barrier, and once they're done, I'm assuming they have to restore the barrier, or if Rem hasn't restored the barrier already, and the battle will be over. So they're running for their lives, and Rem is taking so much damage, so much damage, so much damage. And she actually, like, she gets caught in a landslide. She saves Subaru's life, pushes him out of the way, and it looked almost like she died or got seriously injured. But she gets up, she kind of snaps, and goes into an Oni transformation. This pillar of light shaped like a horn comes out of her forehead, and it kind of confirms that she is the Blue Ogre, or Blue Oni from the story and everything, but she kind of goes mental a little bit and starts killing a lot of them, but she lets her guard down while she's chasing after the ones in front of her. These ones jump out from atop a cliff and everything, and Subaru pushes her out of the way. She snaps out of it, and Subaru gets attacked by like 5 or 6 of them, and they're all biting into him, trying to rip him apart and everything. And at the very end, it ends with Rem holding his head after killing the Mabis and everything, saying, "Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die." The music did not help. Oh, god damn it. I fucking hate the cliffhangers. If I was doing a live reaction to the episode, you would have seen me visibly shaking in rage at the ending. Oh, the ending itself is fine. Like, there was nothing wrong with the episode for me. I really goddamn enjoyed it. It's just the fucking cliffhanger. I threw my glasses. It's a good thing that I'm sort of late on this review, because then I don't need to wait as long for the next episode. But I swear to God, if he returns by death, I'm gonna feel so bad for him, because he's gonna have to go through all of this again. There is an advantage, at least he could take out the puppy early, but... God damn. Oh yeah, one last thing before I go. Roswell left the mansion, so his early visit to the village caused some sort of disturbance in this timeline and everything, where Roswell had to go and meet a visitor. So I wonder who he went off, and he went flying away and everything, which was really fucking badass. And I also wonder when Elsa's going to show up again, because we know she wants to disembowel him. And who the various opposing factions to Amelia is. I really hate that there's no previews in these. I love that we get so much of an episode. They completely throw away their opening at times, and sometimes even their endings. They play the credits on screen, and the music, it's just... Well, mostly the opening for that. Sometimes they do the opening, but for the ending, a lot of times it's just credits and the song with actual speaking and everything. So, I like that we can get a lot more of an episode than a lot of shows are willing to do, because not too many studios are willing to throw away their opening or their ending just to give us more screen time. So White Fox, I fucking love you, and I fucking hate you for the cliffhanger. I don't even know how closely this is following in terms of adaptation. Light novel readers, manga readers, let me know in the comments below, what'd you think of the episode? How'd you feel about that cliffhanger? What about blessings? Just answer my comments. Like and subscribe if you're new. Check out the links in the description where you can know and add me on Twitter and Facebook. Go check out ReZero episode 9. Who else is glad that this is 25 episodes? Thank you all so much for watching. This is AutoX Nation here, signing out. Have a good one. Watch lots of anime, read lots of manga. Bye-bye, guys. I'm done after that cliffhanger.